Let me lead off by saying that my philosophy is that of a pox in both houses. I'm neither on the side of the right nor the left, but more in terms of the side of the truth and logic. Most recently, there have been a lot of concern pertaining to the type of rhetoric that's been going on in our political environment, in terms of some of the protests and some of the angry words that are being exchanged. Regardless of which side you're on, let me make this perfectly clear. Never create martyrs. If you're using the language of war, of conflict, of revolution, and people take you seriously and cause violence to occur, you run the risk of creating martyrs. Take, for example, in 1941. World War II was already going on in Europe. So how did we get involved? Through martyrdom, specifically Pearl Harbor. Had that not occurred, the United States would probably have never really gotten involved. Or more recently, in September 2001, and people talk about 9/11. People got riled up because martyrs were created. What happened? We ended up in Afghanistan and other places. Consider, for example, in the 60s, with the death of Bobby Kennedy or of Martin Luther King Jr., and what impact that had pertaining to the social discourse. What effect did it have on the civil rights movement or the anti-Vietnam War movements because of those political assassinations? Or in the late 70s in San Francisco with Harvey Milk, riling up the gay rights movement. Consider now, what would happen if violence were to occur and you create a martyr of our current regime? You would lose so much credibility. Oh, sure, there'd be people who would pat you on the back. But how many people would rise up against you saying that you did a stupid thing and say, we're never going to support you again? You would be so dwindle your own numbers because people would not want to be associated with that type of miscreant behavior. So think very carefully the language of violence, regardless of which side of the fence you're on. Because if you create martyrs, create people that have been harmed by your actions, well, they've got friends and they've got allies. And maybe some of your friends and allies might run away from you for fear of guilt by association. So choose your actions and your words very carefully.